Welcome to VR Lawrence. For the controllers, what you're going to want to do is put your hand through this strap and then tighten it so if you were to let go, it doesn't fall. If you need to move in a game, you'll either physically move your body, or depending on the game, you may point where you want to go with the trigger in the back and it'll teleport you, or some games may use the joystick or the thumb pad to move. To pick up things, shoot at things, select things, it's either the trigger or there's sensors on the stem of the controller, so if you squeeze it, it senses you're squeezing with hand tracking. Because of that, you're going to want to keep your normal hand position more open so it can sense when you want to squeeze. To switch games, there's a small indented button below the A button. Once you press that, a menu's going to pop up, then you're going to select switch game with your trigger, and it takes you to a big blue gaming menu with all of the options. On the headset, there's a few things you're going to need to know. If you need to adjust the volume, it's these triangle buttons at the top. If you've rented more than one station, the audio on the headsets will be automatically linked, so you'll be able to hear each other throughout the time, even if you're not in the same game. If when you put on the headset, it looks a little bit cross-eyed, there's a dial by your right cheek that adjusts the distance between the lenses. Younger children will usually like this at about 60, and adults usually like it between 62 and 64. When you put on the headset, when you look straight ahead, it should look crisp. And then also, when you're putting on the headset, there's a few things you should do. So, to place it on your head, you're going to move it up and down against your face until you find the spot that looks the most crisp. When you find that spot, if it still looks cross-eyed, this is when you're going to try to put your thumb on that dial and move it left and right until you find the most crisp position. Please note that you may need to additionally move it up or down another time until you find that best spot to see when you're looking straight ahead. Once you've found a good spot, you're going to take this back dial and you're going to turn it until it tightens on your face. When you let go, it shouldn't fall. There's also a strap at the top that you're going to use to tighten it so that it doesn't hit your nose. When you let your hands go, you should be able to see clear when you're looking straight ahead. When you put on the headset, you're going to see this big gaming menu with all of the options. To select a game, click on the picture of the game you'd like to play. Before your timer starts, it's going to say call help to play. Once we start the timer, that's going to turn into a start button. So then you'll click that and it's going to load you into the game. You can see how much time you have left in the gaming menu towards the bottom where it says room whatever, and then it's going to give you the time. You can also call for help from this menu if you ever need our assistance. On the left-hand side of the games, you can see there's a filter function that lets you sort games by type. So you can sort by difficulty level. You can also use the tags at the bottom to sort by type of game. And there's going to be a tag at the top of the tag list that says first-time VR users. Those are games where the environment of the game stays still, so they're usually less likely to cause motion sickness if anybody feels prone to motion sickness. There's also a search button at the bottom where you can search the name of the game if you're not able to find it. There's also going to be something that lets you pick single or multiplayer games. Please note, if you just select multi on the filter, those are just games that can be 2 or more players. So if there's more than 2 of you, instead of selecting multi there, you're going to use the tags, and instead you're going to select things like up to 4 or up to 6 players to see ones that everybody can play together if you're in a larger group. To do multiplayer, everybody that wants to play the game is going to load in on their own headset. Usually one person makes a lobby and then everybody else can join in. Just a few more notes. For your safety, please do not run in our facility. Additionally, please don't drop the headset. If you ever need to take it off, you can either bring this stool and gently place it there, or if you're not able to reach the stool, you can gently place it on the floor and then go get the stool to put it on. And please feel free to call for assistance if you need any help. During your experience, you can switch games as often as you'd like and play as many different games as you'd like throughout your time by going back to the main menu and selecting the game that you'd like to play. A few suggestions that we have in terms of our most popular games: if you like scary zombie games, Propagation is our scariest. In this game, you're in an abandoned subway station and zombies and monsters are coming at you in waves and you're trying to shoot at them. It can be 2-player if you wanted to play it with a friend. If you like a little bit less scary of a zombie game, we also have Arizona Sunshine, where you can use a campaign mode and walk around in the desert while shooting at zombies. We also have Rotten Apple, which is a story mode in New York City where you're trying to stop the zombie apocalypse. We also have a few games where you're standing on towers and either shooting at ogres or zombies. One of those is Private Property, and the other one is Elven Assassin. We have several games where you can play mini games. So in Loco Dojo, you're standing around a wheel and you spin it, and then it starts mini games for your group to play together. We also have Jetpack Vacation, where you're flying around and playing mini games on different islands. If there's a larger group of people, a fun game is usually Skyfront. In this one, you're flying around and shooting at each other. And in Revolver, you're in trenches and you peek up out of the trench and try to shoot at each other. If anybody likes realistic military simulators, we have Onward and War Dust, but please note that they have very complicated controls, so note that there is a learning curve if you're wanting to play these games. If anybody likes puzzle games, we also have 2 escape rooms. Kidnapped takes about an hour, but Curious Cases typically takes a little longer. And then if you like rhythm games, Ragnarok is like Guitar Hero, but with Viking music. Rhythmatic is similar to Beat Saber, where you have lightsabers that you're slicing to the beat of music. And then we also have several sports games where you can box against somebody else, play table tennis, as well as things like basketball. And if you like more casual games, we also have ones like Clash of Chefs where you can cook against somebody. And then in terms of single player games that are popular, we have things like Fruit Ninja and Angry Birds. Other single player games that are very popular are Job Simulator and Vacation Simulator, as well as Super Hot. And then if anybody likes experiences, we also have several of those, including roller coasters, kayaking, hang gliding, going into outer space or underwater, or even art-themed experiences. We hope you have a great time and feel free to ask us if you want any suggestions.